Have you seen our intros?
I have, yes.
Okay. Are you
Yes.
ready?
Do I have to have something memorized, or do I?
No, we don't even know what we're going to say, but we all try to say it at the same time.
Okay, all right. I
All
didn't
right.
know that.
Yeah, no.
Pretty similar.
We try to stay as close as we can to the original, but it never works.
All right.
You want to get rolling?
Let's get rolling.
All right. Welcome to the Papa Do Preach the Dad Podcast, episode 7. We're here with our special guest, Brian Edwards. Make sure you like,
follow, subscribe, anywhere
And-
where you get your podcasts.
Yep.
Go to YouTube and follow the channel. You didn't play along at all.
I didn't. I would have butchered that. I would have butchered that.
That's all right. We butcher it every time.
I don't know.
That's the fun.
That was pretty strong.
I thought we
Yeah.
did pretty solid there.
I mean, we've done this 6 other times.
one in a row.
Brian, we like to start our shows with This Week in Dadding.
Sure.
So now the age of your kids, some of your kids are they out of the house yet, or they're at least at college age, and right?
Yes, I've got a rising sophomore at Clemson this year, a 19-year-old, and then
Okay.
I also have an almost 18-year-old that will be a freshman at Clemson, and then the others
Okay.
are 15, 13, and 11. Almost
15,
11.
13,
Almost
and
11, yeah.
Almost 11.
Yeah.
All right, so This Week in Dadding. What's been going on in your house?
Well, interestingly enough, we only have one child at home this week. So
It's nice, isn't
yeah,
it?
well, I say one child. Our oldest was home as well for a little bit, but
Yeah.
our 13-year-old is the only one home. The rest of them are at camp for the majority of the summer, a month-long camp out in Branson, Missouri. So it has been quiet.
Oh, my wife wants that so bad, I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, and it's so weird when you're used to a house full of kids, and all of a sudden you've got one or two at the house.
Yeah.
So this week in dadding was a lot more calm than my usual weeks. A lot more calm.
Well, what's a normal week like then?
A normal week is chaos. I've got 5 daughters,
All girls.
all girls.
Yep, that
And
sounds
so
like chaos.
I'm the only male in a house of 6 women, and so
You can get a dog?
I do have a male dog.
Okay.
But
Smart.
he spends most of his time outside.
Balance
Okay.
it out a bit.
As well. I probably should as well, but yeah, but yeah. So no, I joke when I say that. They're awesome. I certainly don't want to sound
Yeah.
like I'm being negative at all.
No, I called you when I knew I was going to have a daughter. My first impression of Brian, I was a server at Town Hall, and it was the daddy-daughter dance,
Mm-hmm.
and a limo pulled up in front of Town Hall. I don't know, did you get out and roll out the carpet? Somebody
The
rolled
driver
out,
probably came and rolled the carpet.
yeah,
out,
somebody
I believe
rolled the
so.
red carpet out, and he walked his daughters in one at a time for dinner before the daddy-daughter dance. And then I
First
ended up
time you ever saw somebody walking in slow motion in real time.
Yes. And I ended up serving him, and we've
Dubs.
become friends ever since.
Absolutely.
So, and
Yeah,
that's
that's got to be like 9 years ago now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, because I was still in the owl's nest.
Yeah.
That's how long ago it was.
Wow, I cannot believe it's been a decade almost.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it goes much quicker when you're old.
Sure does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It sure does.
but so I say that because there's definitely we always just make jokes that could come across as just being negative, but that is Brian as a dad. So, go away, rip him apart.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Now you can make fun of them freely.
That's right. You got a free pass.
Yeah, that gives me
Yeah.
a little bit of clout. I can work with. No, so
Yeah.
this week in dadding, it was so far. What are we at? Wednesday right now. It's been very quiet. My 13-year-old is the only one that's at home right now, and
right.
she's at cheer camp all week long. She's going to be a cheerleader at middle school this year.
All right.
So, even
I'm-
more of a break.
Yeah, it's been unreal. So
That's
usually in the
awesome.
afternoons we're running all over the place, taking people in all different directions.
I live for those moments.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're coming. They're coming.
Oh no, they happen every now and then, but I
Yeah.
live for those peaceful moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
this
great.
week my daughter turned 3 on Sunday.
Hey.
Nice.
So my parents were here for the whole week. One of the funny stories that I kind of bookmarked for this was my wife was making banana bread with Amelia. So like Amelia has her tiny pink chair pulled up to the counter, and she's like mixing the batter with her, and which was a fight, by the way, because she can't communicate. So when she's frustrated that she can't communicate, so it's like it wasn't easy, but at the same time it was great and adorable. But at one point, she took the spoon and like licked the batter of the banana bread, and then she gets off her chair, goes to the counter where like underneath where her bowls are, and she grabs a bowl and comes back to my wife like this, just like wants a bowl full of batter.
You remember as a kid, that was the best part. Literally was better than the actual bread, so you can't blame her.
We would, my uncle would make brownies, and we would wait to be able to lick the spoon in the bowl.
Yep.
In the pot.
My parents were a little less safe. We used to try to lick the beaters.
Well,
like, that seems dangerous now looking back.
No, well, I mean, it was that. I do remember them taking it off, though, off of the actual machine. And
I don't know if we got there. I think that they were still on.
Yeah.
Why does Jake have this lisp all of a sudden?
Seriously.
These teeth are fake. No. What happened with you?
I went on vacation. So I get like one vacation a year that I take. Not really counting Christmas. That's just like a given. But 4th of July every year, we always have my cousin and his family come down, and they have 6 kids. So my parents at any given moment had a minimum of 10 children all at their house at the same time. And God bless them.
Your parents are brave.
Patience.
Yes.
Now their kids are getting a little bit older, so they're like very well behaved. And then my kids show up, and it's like,
yeah,
well, we're the bad influence,
feral savages.
But no, it was an awesome week, man. It was pretty stressful, just because we were trying to do so much, and it's really hard to do a lot with a 2-year-old, and then like really try and let the bigs like have fun. So 6, 8, and 12 are my oldest. So getting to ride roller coasters and things like that at Carowinds was like really fun with them. But obviously we're just rolling around with a 2-year-old just freaking duct taped into a stroller basically. She can't get up. So she was having a little bit of, luckily it was only like 100 degrees, so I was really comfortable for her.
Okay.
But no,
it was particularly humid. I was digging holes in a yard and installing a fence.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 27 holes.
But I can happily say it was much more peaceful than it was chaotic, but it was much more peaceful than working. I
mean, I kind of took a break too. Like it was a bit of a vacation with my parents there, and it was exactly that. What is with I want to be careful because I'm not putting my wife down, but my mom and my wife are so similar in this way, and me and my dad were like laughing together about it when we were planning an event. The stress levels while setting things up. And it's to the point where me and my dad just kind of like took the sidelines and just like, all right, let us know what to do.
Oh, your wife stresses?
My wife and my mom. And it's like...
Oh, that's me, dude. I'm the stressor.
I was about to say there's got to be one.
I'm the stressor.
All right. So, my only experience with this is my dad's relationship and my relationship. So I didn't know if it was a wife thing or just...
Nope.
It's just there's always opposites.
It's a personality thing.
Yeah. Like we just... What needs to be done, and we do it. Like there's not stress to it.
I want to make sure that everybody like enjoys the time when we're on vacation. So instead of letting it happen, I stress so much that I make it miserable for everybody.
It's usually the planner that's the people pleaser. You want to plan it all out, you want to make it all happen, and then you want everybody to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Which is completely out of your control.
Well,
yes.
my wife in no way does that. It's the setting up before people are there. When people are there, she's absolutely charming and a great host.
Yeah.
But that period of getting the house ready is where like I've been like, I don't know if this is good for you. Can you be less stressful when you're doing this?
Yeah.
So this is a good test to see if you really watch the podcast. So if I hear about this, I know you do. If I don't, I know you don't.
I want to hear the results.
Yeah. So we'll be counting down episodes. I'll be like 5 episodes without catching any shit for that. Right. So, but it was we had a good birthday party there. It was small. 7 adults, 3 children. My wife got 24 cupcakes and an entire birthday cake.
Oh my God.
You probably still have some, don't you?
Yeah, we have an entire birthday cake we haven't cut into yet, and we gave so many cupcakes away already.
With 3 kids, you got that much?
Yeah.
She sounds like a stress planner.
I don't know why.
Over planner.
I don't know why. Amelia wanted princess cake, and I guess that's like what Publix had, and she just ordered that. But yeah, everybody had eaten, and we're all like full in line there, and I was like, baby, I don't want to alarm you, but there's only 14 cupcakes left.
Yeah, we were cooking for 11 adults and 13 kids.
Yeah.
When we were out at my parents' house, so we had to cook 260 wings.
Oh wow.
And that was like just enough. It's like, good God.
Yeah, that sounds good. You grill them?
No, we fried them. When you got that many, dude, you got to do like 40 at a time.
Yeah.
You got to get I think we had 2 deep fryers rolling at the same time, and the smoker was rolling, so we had like a handful.
Nice.
But in the time frame it took us to smoke, I think it was like 25 or 30 wings. We rolled through like 140 just frying them. So the time frame difference is a big difference.
Now, you like cooking?
I love cooking.
Yeah, I love cooking. You do a lot of cooking, Brian?
You know, I do a lot, but it's only like a handful of things. Like I do steak, meat on the grill. I love to do low country boils. I do several big low country boils.
I've never done one before.
What is one? What is that?
Frogmore stew. You know, like basically
Try
shrimp.
again.
Yeah. Jambalaya without
words.
rice. I don't know.
Frogmore stew?
Basically,
now I got
shrimp, sausage, corn, potatoes.
Okay, that sounds good.
A lot of times people throw in mussels, clams, other types of shellfish.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
What's the
Say
base on?
sausage,
Is it a
sausage.
tomato base? Is this?
No, it's all like Old Bay seasoning. So like a crab oil seasoning or an Old Bay seasoning.
All right.
And then always double or triple the Old Bay recipe. It's never enough. So
Of the
Dude,
seasoning.
it's like,
yes, that's
and people
the
make
secret.
massive quantities of it. I mean, enough to fill up like a one of those long card tables.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
I've got a big boat. They call it, I think, a pirogue or something like that, and I've got fill it up. I mean, it's
Dude, it'll feed like 80 people if you
keeps
Really?
well, keeps well too. It's a good way to cook for a big group.
I want to learn how to make that.
Yeah.
I was about to like talk trash and I backed up because, you know, the Italians were cooking. We're known like our sauce pot. I cook for 2 people. It's really for 30 people. Or 15, to be honest. Like I could feed about 15 people with my pot of sauce, but it's the only way I know how to make it.
Yeah.
So, and I've done it for 30. I've done 2 of them. My cousin got married, and we cooked. I had 2 giant pots like this of sauce going, and I kept ladling into each other, mixing it to make sure the seasoning was right in both of them.
Yeah.
So it came out great. That was completely experimental, but it worked. But that's it. I could probably do for 45 as well, as long as it's ratios of 15.
We have like a family chat with our close friends, and we have like family dinner every Thursday, and the chat is literally called invite Jake just so he can cook for the family chat. So
That's a good chat.
Every time I get there, I end up having to do something as far as cooking. But
I love
Sounds
cooking.
like you got skills, man.
I'll take it. I really don't. I mean, I'm like self-taught, so I'm just learning as I go.
Yeah.
So
Hot dogs and mac and cheese
No,
mixed together.
they trust me with steak, chicken, all the important ones, the burgers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, sides can off. I'm not.
Yeah.
I got nothing on those.
I got the sauce. I got all types of sauce, whether it's a meat sauce with sausage, and I use short ribs, and I like to put just like a bone in there as well. I do a chicken cacciatore, and I guess it's a shellfish sauce because it's shrimp, scallops, and mussels and clams. But it's the same exact recipe. You put a different meat in it, it tastes entirely different. What was that noise, Joe?
He said mussels.
Yeah, all right.
I wanted to ask you really
We
quick.
don't have mussels and pizza here.
My wife is like a mussels and marinara person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's Italian.
What do you mean
Yeah.
you don't get it?
I don't get
Total
that.
Italian.
What's her last name?
Trunzolito. Well, it's
I get
Westerbeck
it
now. But
yeah.
Up north with pizza, mussels is a steak.
I've never had it on pizza.
No, not on pizza, as a side.
Oh, okay.
like
with
marinara and mussels. I mean, they have
Yeah.
it at what's the restaurant?
Stefano's?
Stefano's. Yes.
pizza. Yeah, I've had it in pasta before. Like with
They don't do it
marinara
right?
Sauce is delicious.
That one
Love
just makes no
mussels.
sense to me.
Awesome.
Yeah, you get
Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, and I
Did you
don't.
like
I just think it tastes bland.
I've,
I'm like a
probably
mussels
'cause they
with
made it
con-
wrong.
I like
fasted
mussels.
all day today, and we're talking about this awesome
I'm
Italian
sorry.
food and stuff over here. I'm like, man, I'm gonna might have to stop
I'm
by
not done.
Stefano's on the way.
I make
But wait, there's more.
yeah, sandwiches is really something that I blow my wife away with. Because I worked in New York delis for years, like from the ages of like 17 to 21.
Yeah.
So she's just shocked on how good a sandwich could be.
Wow.
So you need the right bread, which Aldi's has good bread. They got these like 3 to 2 ingredients breads that they don't last long because there's no preservatives.
Thick?
So, but slice well. But one of my favorites is like I'll marinate chicken breasts in Italian dressing for like 4 hours, and then I'll grill that, and I can grill it right where it's very juicy. Yeah, I'm being
coming
specific
soon.
here.
It's okay.
I'm doing this deliberately.
I usually don't even eat bread, and I'm over here like, man, I'd tear that up, you know?
Oh, wait, though. But then you take roasted red peppers, fresh mozzarella. You melt the fresh mozzarella on the toasted, like I use a French baguette, and whole leaf, fresh basil, and balsamic vinegar. And it is so good.
Man, that's more than a sandwich.
It's a meal by itself.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah, I put that in Carb Manager. I'll send you the macros on it. It's good. It's like high protein, low calorie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. You need a thick piece of chicken on it.
Okay.
So,
Also, if you take like white bread and you put just like great value mayo and great value ham and then great value provolone, that's good too.
That's what I was raised on right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
well, he said that before I made my trailer jokes. But all right, so you have successfully raised 5 girls.
Well, still in the middle of it, so
Okay.
successful so far. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's never too late to mess them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're right. I think about that every day.
Oh God, I think about that too.
Yeah.
So,
I really do.
but how old were you when you first had a baby coming? Were you trying at the time, and what was it like when you found out you were going to be a dad? Do
Okay.
you remember that story?
Yeah, that's a great question. I got married when I was 25. My wife was 24. And immediately I told my wife, I said, Jenny, when are we going to have kids? And she said, whoa, time out. Well, maybe this is something
She's like, I'm still unpacking.
probably should have discussed ahead of time before we got married, you know?
Yeah.
And she said, I want to wait like 5 years. You know, I want to travel. I want to do stuff. I want to, enjoy our marriage. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, okay. I doubt we'll make it 5 years. But we made it 5 years. And
Really?
we said, let's try. And so we tried. We tried for a little over a year. No dice. Yeah. And so
I wanted to do that. 1 month.
really?
Oh, sorry.
1 month after marriage, really?
Well, no, before we were married, but only 1 month of trying. We got engaged. I mean, I was, when we got engaged, I was already 40 going on 41.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, this could take a while. Like, what if it does?
Yeah.
So, we were engaged September, married December. We had that planned. I'm like, October, we started trying first one.
We were 8 hours married and not trying.
Yeah.
We backtracked.
Yeah.
Backdated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah.
Same day.
But not to interrupt your story. Sorry.
No. The key is don't wait, folks. Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah. So,
no dice after a year. And at that point, we're like, Lee, I don't want to go through all this mess. So we set up an appointment. We were going to go get checked out and everything. And my wife's an aerobics instructor. And so she breaks her foot in aerobics class. Well, long story short, she was just too lean, too fit, didn't have enough fat on her body. 2-3 weeks after she broke her foot.
that's a humble brag, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Not me, hers. Yeah. And so she slowed down after she broke her foot. She couldn't run away from me anymore.
Yeah.
Boom, she got pregnant right away. And so it took a little over a year. And
So so if your wife's not getting pregnant, just misery.
Break her ankle.
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't advise
Kathy
going
Bates
that
over
route. Try to go the natural route.
All right. Do you remember how you found out what you were doing?
Yeah. So, throughout the whole process, I wanted to be a dad so bad. I was constantly like, take a pregnancy test, like constantly asking her to do it. Then I just said, I got to chill. I'm going to drive her crazy.
Yeah, right.
Taking the fun out of this thing, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think it was it was a little bit before Thanksgiving. I think it was mid to early November.
Uh-huh.
She packaged up the pregnancy test in a little gift and then gave it to me.
Early November.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And so I lost it. I was absolutely ecstatic.
We found out on my birthday, November 2nd.
Did you?
Yeah. we
Yeah, that's
waited-
probably about the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it was I think it was before Thanksgiving. So everything's going great. totally excited about it. We became real good friends with OBGYN, and so she was giving us a ultrasound every time we went. Like, it was awesome. We were getting like this special treatment. And at the 10-week mark, we go, and we're joking with the OBGYN. My wife sits up on the table. They do the sonogram on her stomach, and then the look on the OBGYN's face just told us everything. Oh no, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong.
So that was your first
This
job?
is our first, yes.
Yeah.
And so she immediately, Jenny looked at our doctor and said, "What's going on?" And she said, "Well, let's come in this other room." She shut everything off and then walked in the room, and then she said, "I'm going to send y'all to MUSC. Your baby's got what's called a cystic hygroma, which is basically the lymphatic system was not draining. And so the body would just slowly fill up with fluid as she was in utero, and eventually it would cause her to die." And so we went to MUSC. We go to MUSC, spend a half a day there, go through that entire process. They tell us basically the same thing. My wife, they offered the opportunity to abort the baby. They called it what was called comfort care at the time. And both of us are pretty strong pro-lifers, and so my wife immediately said, "No, we want to see how this works out. We want to, take it to fruition." And we did. And at 23 weeks, she was born, stillborn, and her name was Grace Catherine Edwards.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's a rough story. There's a lot more to it than that would take a lot longer to explain.
Yeah.
But it really made the next 5 girls really super special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew we were going to get. I didn't know that was your first child. I wanted to ask that. So once talking about.
Sorry to hit you with that right off the bat.
That's good. It's important. You're not going to be the only person who went through this, and somebody might hear this and get a different perspective on how to deal with it. They might be going through it now.
Yeah,
Sure.
Unfortunately, that's an all too common thing you hear, and it's just like
It is.
it doesn't matter how long ago it was. It's heartbreaking to this day.
It is.
And how long ago was that?
That was, over 20 years, almost 21 years.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories from friends that have had that go on, and it just doesn't leave your brain. So it's But being able to have 5 more on top of that is awesome.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And the crazy thing about it is people would say, "You don't want a boy?" And of course I wanted a boy, after the second or third girl.
Did you explain science to them that you don't have any control over that?
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying my best, but
You know what? Now that you said something, I'll just make the next one.
I can't pick the ones that are swimming faster.
Hey,
I never thought of that.
Dwight Schrute said when they're born, you have to keep them extremely cold for the first.
No. When you're pregnant, yeah.
When they're pregnant, you have to keep them
simple.
cold
the womb
for the first
cold for the first 5 weeks, and then very warm for the next. And it's
next
something
8
like
months.
that. I'm paraphrasing, but it is that simple.
Yeah, I don't know why more people don't do that.
Why didn't y'all tell me this 20 years ago?
I mean, The Office wasn't on that.
It was.
True.
It wasn't. 2009.
Yeah, that was a
Sorry.
It started in 09?
Oh no, it stopped in 09.
Yeah, it was on.
Damn, it's been that long. All right, we're gonna sidetrack.
Yeah,
Nope, we're terrible about this. My wife has pointed this out,
and I don't think
much.
she's wrong. I think she's right. There have been episodes where I'm just like, what the hell are we?
Yeah, we'll start on like talking about something important, and then we'll just derail
It's
and talk
MTV's
about
fault.
nothing for like 20 minutes, and then eventually we'll get back to the original story. So we're gonna cut it off there, and we'll continue the story.
Yeah.
So getting back to when you had your oldest,
Right.
what was that like? When after the first situation,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
being
what-
able to
And what was it
kinda-
like after that? Like, not, obviously nothing that to rehash anything you don't want to talk about, but as far as, were your thoughts like, let's give this time? Do we want to try again right away? Like, what? Which
No,
one?
I'm an open book about it. My wife's an
Okay.
open book about it. We celebrate her. We had a wonderful funeral. We have her buried in Mount Pleasant, where some of our other family is buried. And so, we say 5 daughters, but we often say 6 daughters as well.
Yeah, you corrected me once.
My kids correct me.
Yeah.
I'll say, well, I got 5 daughters, and one of my youngest will typically say, "No, Dad, you have 6."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's
Well, when you believe in souls, I mean, and I do,
Yeah.
like,
yeah, absolutely. But it really did, to answer your question, it really did make the birth of my oldest daughter, Carlisle, super special.
Yeah.
Really, really special. We were living in Dillon at the time, and that's where we had the great relationship with the OBGYN.
Yeah.
And we weren't really expecting to get pregnant right away because we knew it took us a while the first time around.
Yeah.
But I mean, she got pregnant right after. And so, I mean, literally they're like a year apart. And so it's pretty wild. And when she was born, I mean, I was a nervous wreck, of course, because when you go through a traumatic situation with your first, you're thinking, oh gosh, this could happen every time.
Yeah.
But then she was born completely healthy, wonderful, phenomenal experience. I'm thinking about it just the other day. It was funny because my oldest was making like a duck face, where those girls will make that face when they stick their lips up like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And she used to do that. She used to do that in the bassinet when she was like 2 or 3 months old.
She started that trend?
She just made that face for some reason. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was doing a kiss face to her and she was mocking me or imitating me. And I saw her do it, and then I saw that, and I thought, man, I just had a flashback, 19 years ago. Yeah. But then everyone after that was super special. My wife is a birthing machine. She doesn't use pain meds, doesn't get epidurals, did it without even a Tylenol. And so it's pretty impressive.
We're hooking. My wife wants an epidural in the 3rd trimester.
Oh, I don't blame her.
Yeah,
if I was a woman, I'd get probably an epidural the day I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah, it was when that first birth, that pregnancy, like we even talk about it this time. It's like it's so much for her, and obviously like that part's on her mind, but we're kind of looking forward to it. It was such like a special moment when she wanted no one in the room but me, because it was before she got the epidural. She was going through a lot of pain, and she just didn't want anybody else in there, and she kept needing me.
Yeah,
like it was.
And she got to scream at somebody.
Yeah. So, but
You're the
it was
toughest guy in the room. Let's go.
Yeah, it was though. Like I told her that I'm kind of like looking forward. I'm like I don't want you to go through pain. I want that to be eased as quickly as possible. But I'm looking forward to that time where you needed me and you didn't want anyone else.
Yeah,
like that meant a lot.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah. So you're Irish heritage?
No.
Oh.
No, English.
I was going to make the Irish twins thing. Less than a year
I
apart.
kind of wish I was Irish heritage.
Yeah, everybody wishes they were. We're the best.
Being a Red Sox fan and all that, And
that's one of the annoying parts about.
Sorry,
Boston.
I had to bring that up.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I thought you were from Boston.
So
help me out here.
There was a well, I'll send you that short of what. That's a callback to the other episode. But that's one of the annoying things about Boston is they do claim all the Irish stuff. Like I can't hate on a team called the Celtics.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about basketball, but it's tough. Like there's just something in my head that won't compute. Like like I'm not gonna crap on a team that has like a Shamrock as their slogan. And then Dropkick Murphys are such a good band, and they're the official band of the Boston Red Sox.
That's right, man. That's right.
That hurt.
It did when that happened.
See, you're a sock on the inside. You really are.
I'm really not. I really, really don't like when that team has any success ever.
I think deep down inside, 𝗕𝗺 𝗙𝗆𝗄 holds a very special place in your heart.
𝗕𝗺. Probably when he left the Red Sox.
That's someone's grandmother?
Okay, you know who 𝗕𝗺 is.
I have a Nana.
He has.
Is that the same thing?
Nana.
That's like a Polish grandmother, right? 𝗕𝗺?
Yes, a 𝗕𝗺.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. All right, so now your daughters, I know you went through the ages, but
yes.
So the first one, or this second one, I apologize, is 19.
Second one, our oldest is 19.
Oldest
Carla.
is 19.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to out you here and talk about your age, but how old were you when all of that happened with the first and then?
Let's see, I was...
I mean, you would have had to be pretty young to be dealing with all that.
I would have been 30 years old.
30.
Yeah, I'm 50 now. So
Yeah,
I was 30 at the time, right at 30.
We had. I meant to bring up, like, we have a friend of the family where that happened to him twice before they had their first kid, and when they were pregnant the third time, like the husband went through a lot, and it was hard for the wife as well. But he was so afraid to be excited about it.
Yeah.
You know,
how could you celebrate? It'd be so hard to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's one of those things. It's like getting your hopes up, like you don't want to get your hopes up, which makes it not as exciting.
And they have 2 kids.
Really
God bless.
tough.
You know, they have 2
really
kids now.
sucks because that's something that you should be so excited about, looking so forward to.
And then you're supposed to be there uplifting your wife or your spouse.
I know. And,
I was a nervous wreck. I'm telling you, she handled it much better than me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was scared to death.
It's always got to be one of the people in the relationship.
It does.
Yeah, you know.
Got to be a worrier.
Yeah, and there's got to be someone to hold the other one up.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I'm sure there's plenty of times where you've had to hold her up. It's just But that is a tough thing. Like one of the things my wife really loves is how excited I am that a baby's coming, and how excited I was when Amelia was coming. It's like it's not always like that for people.
No, some people are petrified.
Yeah.
And they're just worried that they're going to screw them up because they were screwed up or something like. But that's the beauty.
There was some of that.
Yeah, I know, but
there's definitely some of that.
That's the beauty of the pregnancy versus the birth. And the pregnancy is all that fear, all that like terror of I'm going to screw something up goes through you, and then the second that they're there, it's like, why the was I worried?
I told you I was the complete opposite.
Dude.
I feel much better this time though. Like just no, but there was something like when that newborn was there, when it was just like, I'm in over my head. What did I do? Like that feeling, like I don't think that exact sentence went through me, but there was there
was a lot more cursing that went through.
There was a stress curve of like 6 months before I eased into it.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, I believe you. I was sleepless pretty much the first several months.
I did think that at some
phase.
think at some point she was just gonna like roll over my first and just like suffocate in the middle of the night. So I was an avid monitor checker and
me too.
Poker.
Yeah.
Were you a poker? Did you walk in there and be like, "Are you breathing?" Excuse me.
No, my wife, because I had to work. My wife would stay at home and I was working a lot, and so she often, for about maybe 4 months, she was in the guest room with the bassinet next to her, so the baby wasn't waking me up all the time.
Yeah.
So, which I'm very, very grateful for, but part of what I didn't expect was like the being on the outside of the entire relationship for so long. Like I get it now, and I see it, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, like I think we have a healthy household because my wife is focused on the kids and I am focused on my wife. But I didn't just automatically understand that that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that would be something that I wish I had a better understanding of before I became a father. Excuse me. And so, if somebody is on their way to being a first-time father, that's something to think about. And if you can just put yourself in that position, your kids are going to be happy, So, but all right. So now, what's your oldest name?
Carlisle.
Carlisle?
Yeah, Carlisle. Yeah.
And then your second oldest?
Evelyn.
Evelyn. Yeah. How old is Evelyn now?
Evelyn is, she's almost 18. She's 17. She'll be 18 in September.
All right. Did you ever wait to have the next child?
No, we jumped right on it every single time.
It was all right, it's been 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
my third oldest will be 18 tomorrow.
No, we literally they were almost Irish twins, a little bit, but we jumped right on it right after that. Ecstatic with that one. We had a little bit of a wait before we had our third, and then the fourth came right after that. And
what was that, like our fifth, 30 days?
60, 90 days, something like that.
Stitches out.
Yeah. And then our fifth was a surprise. I don't like to say accident. I like to say surprise.
I like to say surprise here. Surprise is a good thing. This is a surprise. Michael's a surprise. I'm so happily surprised.
I didn't know. Well, yeah.
No, we thought we were done. We gave things away.
Oh, dude.
I think you could find the middle. Happy accident.
Yeah.
I had 2 happy accidents.
Yeah.
We were done. Like, I mean, we were like, okay, that's all good. I was 40 years old. I mean, like, we're good.
I'll be 45 when this kid's born.
She came to me on New Year. Yeah,
Yeah.
She came to me on New Year's, and right when the clock struck 12, she said, I have a surprise for you. I said, what? She goes, I'm pregnant. And I drank the rest of my champagne and went to bed. I'm like,
Yeah, I need to get some sleep. I got to go to work tomorrow.
I'm like, I could end up being a granddad with a child still at home. I'm like, oh.
Saying one of the things I worry about not having my first child till I was 41, almost 42, is like I had to reach a certain age to be mature enough to appreciate my parents again as an adult. And I know that's not everybody. I see like lots of young adults that have great relationships with their parents. My wife's nephew is in college, and I don't know what his parents did right, but I want to get his dad on the show at one point. We'll talk about that. But came over from Romania when the baby was 6 months old. That would be really interesting.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Please tell me he has a really thick accent.
He does.
Sweet.
He's going to be a great
You don't have to.
great storyteller.
Yeah,
What?
you don't have to say anything else. I'm ready to hear the stories.
When he was 18,
exactly
he fought
right.
Russia in a war to overthrow communism.
Definitely, he needs to.
This
be
is a good one.
Dude,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
get him on.
Yeah, we just got to reel him in from getting political because he was in a communist country, and we don't want. It's understandable
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
obviously,
Just preface it with that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I do like worry about that. Like, am I going to be like 70 and have young adult kids who still like don't want to talk to me?
Yeah.
Like, because I was kind of that asshole to my parents. I was like, for about 10 years, I didn't talk to my dad, and we have an incredible relationship now.
Yeah.
So, but
Do you guys feel, this may be getting a little bit off topic, but kind of what you're saying. Do you guys feel that this generation of dads is significantly different than our generation of fathers?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
They're pussies. I'm a part of that generation, and I like strive to be everything that I don't see.
Yeah.
I
guess I mean more like my dad versus me.
Right.
Like I spent a lot of time with my parents, but there was a distance between us. They were parents and we were kids, and there was a separation.
That's
but I feel like dads nowadays, and I like it this way. I hope that I've been this way. I've been much more.
Damn, I
engaged
was
with
insulting them, and you say,
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
Continue.
No, I
So
just
he's the
need-
pussy you were talking
Yes,
about?
yeah, no.
The guy
you
with
just-
like gold belts for beating up the world in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Gotcha.
See, I'm clapping now. Yeah. But no, like, for example, I just think you see you would never see, 20, 30 years ago, three dads sitting around talking about being fathers and
Right.
husbands,
Yeah,
I think
you couldn't.
we take the role more serious.
Gay bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
No.
Oh yeah, everybody would think that we
Yeah.
were. You got feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now I kind of like, I want
That reminds
to
me.
brag on my kids. I want to talk about
Yeah.
how I date my daughters and hang out with them and all
I
that.
think that it's
Yeah.
really good that nowadays. I'm sorry.
No, hold on. I got to go on that because thinking about how our dads were when I was a bicycle courier in Manhattan, like you said, oh, you got feelings. Like I'm doing delivery and this guy like really hits his horn behind me and like I like stop. I'm like I scream. I'm like, what? And then like he pulls up next to me and rolls down his window. He's like, hey man, I was just trying to like let you know I was over there. And I went, so what? You want to talk about our feelings or something? Like, and I don't want to be that guy today,
Yeah.
but like, that's very much what 20 years ago. That's as far as a man was supposed to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
You
I
know?
don't think that there was ever an opportunity back then. Like even if they wanted to, like you were looked at if you had like any sort of feeling. I looked at my dad and I was like, man, he's getting emotional with me. Like what?
Yeah.
What a puss.
Yeah.
But the reality was my dad was really good about like actually showing emotion. And
Yeah.
my dad's 63 now, so I mean he was well versed, and he
Yeah.
went through a lot, obviously, like with him growing up in the 60s. I mean that was way different than I grew up.
Yeah.
But I think that it was just kind of like not viewed as weird, but it just wasn't viewed like it is now. Like we are allowed to be open about this sort of stuff and talk about this stuff because I don't pretend to have to know everything. I feel like they almost had to know it all. Like
Or pretend they did.
yeah, at the very least.
Yeah.
My dad might still act like that.
I mean,
I think they felt like they were less engaged with their kids
Yeah.
on a day in, day out basis. Whereas we're talking about their birthday parties and we're talking about, cooking for them and hanging out
Yeah.
and doing all these things like that and celebrating it and being super excited about it. And like,
Yeah.
I'm so ecstatic that my girls are coming home from camp this Friday. I'm like,
Yeah.
just giddy about it, I don't really think my dad was that way when I was growing up. You know?
I mean, my dad. Well, we went on vacations once a year, every year. He always saved all his sick days and time off for Christmas. He'd take 2 weeks off then. He was always home for that. But we lived in Jersey. This is my stepdad, by the way, and he drove an hour and a half to Con Edison.
Jersey?
Yeah, I lived in Jersey from 2nd grade to 10th grade.
I thought you were from Boston.
Oh, off. So
Keep doing this.
That joke needs to die.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to campaign to pave Boston and use it as parking for New York. So if you're on board with that, there's going to be a petition link under this video to sign it, the Pave Boston petition.
What's the website for it? So I can put it up on there.
I don't know. So, but he would drive an hour and a half to work every day. He'd wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get into work on time, and then he'd get home for dinner around like 5:30. The weekends, I mean, he'd work in the yard. He had a basement. His hobby was mineral collecting. So his idea of relaxing was breaking rocks with sledgehammers.
Okay.
That's how he relaxed.
Hey, that's how you get it out. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. So he was a very strict man.
And that wasn't an acceptable time to take it out on your kids. So taking it out on rocks and making that conscious decision.
That's probably why I only caught that one beating.
Honorable person, yes. He was
definitely an incredibly honorable person. When we lived on Long Island, it was even longer for him to get to work. It would take him 2 hours, if not longer. He got a job with Con Edison right out of high school. And then they paid for his college to get his electrical engineering degree so he could become an electrical engineer for the power company in New York. But he would work a full-time job, support us, and go to night school for electrical engineering.
My goodness.
Yeah. I was too young to remember really any of this.
Yeah.
So, but I do have fond memories of that age of like him like being on his knees and me and my sister running and wrestling, and he'd be like throwing us over his shoulders. So that's what he would do when we came home. But there was very little time to be home.
Yeah.
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 So, you know what's cool though about the difference of time from like dads back then and dads now. Like my grandfather, if I was to ask him any story about like my dad growing up, they might not have showed them all the time that they were like super, but they remember everything.
Yeah.
Like they remember every moment that you could possibly. If my dad was like, "Hey, you know, what day was it when we did this? When we got kicked by the horse?" And he'd be like, "Oh, that was 1971." That really did happen.
Your dad got kicked by a horse?
I'm sure he got his. My dad's dad got his foot stomped on by a horse and then like yeeted a pair of scissors into the hindquarters of it.
Hold on.
It sounds like a fun. My dad didn't get kicked by a horse. My dad's dad got stomped. Yes.
He like stepped on his foot?
Yeah, he was like insulting the horse because he was, from the stories I've heard, he was a bit angry when he was when he was raising my dad. And I remember the horse's name too, Tonk. And that story stuck with like my grandfather until he passed away. He hated that horse because it stomped on his foot. He literally threw a pair of like shearing scissors into the hindquarters of this.
And he shanked him with scissors.
He shanked it, dude. But it's like, no. But if you were to ask my grandpa about anything, he actually would misremember things, which is funny. But he wasn't very good at showing my dad emotion. But for the longest time, he would tell this same story that my dad had the record at this go-kart track. And my dad was apparently like 8 or 9 at the time. And he's like, "Yeah, your dad had the record there. He drove 78.8 miles per hour." And it's like, on a go-kart? At 8? I don't know if that's right.
8-cylinder engine.
And this was like in the 70s. Like, okay, we'll go with it.
Did he fall off the side of a mountain?
Same thing, though. Until the day he died, 78.8 miles an hour. But it's like, they remember all the little things. So even if they couldn't talk about it like in with their dad groups like we have right here, they still remembered everything and they cherished it.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Dad groups, we got to come up with a different name. I don't like that.
You know, they struggled a lot more too. You know, it was tougher to make $1 then, and you know, it wasn't regular 40-hour work week. They didn't have the flexibility that we have. I remember my dad would leave, when the sun came up, and he would often come home when it was dark at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was, he's a great dad, very engaged with me. We spent, unbelievable time together growing up. But it wasn't a Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m.,
Yeah.
Well,
it was
I'm sure you didn't always have this flexibility.
not always, no.
Yeah, because
No.
I was thinking myself too. Like I was going to say, we're lucky enough to be in those fields. I'm like, but I also worked my ass off for 5 years to be able to be flexible this year.
True.
Yeah.
Jake is in the working his ass off phase.
I mean, I'm in a more flexible time than I've ever been because I worked in factories and stuff before I started doing all this. So that was
you really
zero flexibility.
shop
Now I'm
floor,
at
you're-
least like a co-owner in a company, so I have some flexibility.
yeah, you just
I
need to hire more people so you're not always. the one
I
having to do the
choose
work.
not to because I want to support my family,
Oh,
to the
yeah.
greatest extent that I can, and I do it so much that my family gets mad at me sometimes, but I'm doing it for them.
Well, that's how I felt. So about maybe 3 years ago, I had this idea of reaching these volume goals every single year, and then if I could do that for 5-6 years, I can retire early. If I do this X, Y, and Z. 3 years in a row, I got incredibly burnt out by fall to the point of not in a happy place. And this year I realized that is not my goal. You know, my goal is to have at least 2 days off a week. I was working sometimes often 21 days out of the month, straight without a day off, and then maybe taking a day off and then doing another 7 days and a day off. And I was doing that way too much. But you do work insane hours, but you do get your weekends off most of the time?
I don't work on weekends anymore.
Yeah.
Good.
The only time that I ever work weekends is at the beginning of the year because weather is stupid in South Carolina, and so I try to leave my availability open for Saturdays and towards the end of the year, just when it gets slower.
Yeah.
That's the downside with the my job is it's just, I gotta complete the job.
Yeah. So Jake's one of the owners of this company, Pixels Media, right behind us. Basically took over the real estate photography in our market.
Yeah.
I'm a realtor in our market. You own 2 State Farm offices. He sells insurance. So just to give an idea of what our careers are that give us flexibility.
Yep. Another happy accident. I fell into that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I really came back because my mom sucked at photography for her own stuff. Sorry, Mom. She was taking it with a fisheye lens on a GoPro, and I was like, what the hell are you doing?
There was. I'm not making that face towards Kathy's.
No,
what she's
it's
doing. I'm
towards
thinking
me.
about. Well, no, I'm thinking about when I became a realtor in 2019. Everybody took their own photos.
Yeah.
Of their listings,
And they were cheeks.
they were bad.
They were horrible.
There's still some people who do.
Yeah, it's hard to. I hope people don't get offended by this term, but there's no other way to. There's some dinosaurs still out there that won't get with the times,
And you
they
can
just,
tell. I mean, it sticks.
Yeah.
They still sell a decent amount. They're not doing bad, but it's just man, if those people would just make the jump, they
Get
would.
on board.
But that's just
Kill
the a reality of abundance. There's a way to get your business for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
But saying that, I bet you there's just so many fathers out there that literally have to work 2 jobs.
Yeah, that
barely
don't have
get to-
flexibility. Yeah.
And I mean, there was a period where I wasn't working 2 jobs, but I was working 80 hours a week almost every single week. And I'm glad that I've met the right people who kind of taught me how to get out of that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know me too. I had to get to a point where we had to hire outside editing because I was there where my day, would be 8 hours long, but then I would come home and I would have to edit for 4 hours. So my day was I got 2 hours with my family and then they went to sleep and then I'm editing till 2 a.m. So
That doesn't last. Talk about burnout.
yeah.
Cameron told me to hire your brother for my transaction coordinator. That was one of the best decisions. Cameron literally said, might be the best decision I ever made in my business. And I'm like, all right, I'll call him. And
Gotta leave time to be
delegate.
present.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
'Cause
yeah.
do you golf?
Yeah, I'm terrible.
Oh,
I
but
used
you
to
do
play
golf?
like once a week, and
You're gonna do
my
this to me again.
Since my children have been born, I play probably once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I mean, I get like maybe 4 rounds in a year.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a good question. I mean, I think I know the answer, but what do you do for you?
You know the answer. Jiu-jitsu.
You bend people into pretzels.
Yeah, that's my outlet. That and lifting weights, and I kind of do those hand in hand. One complements the other. And so jiu-jitsu is that's my breaking stones down in the basement or whatever, cracking stones down in the basement.
No,
if I didn't have that,
Making a grown man cry.
I feel like if I didn't have that, I would probably be an addict of some type or something. Who knows? I don't know.
I can verify that.
You need an outlet, don't you?
I do need an outlet.
We all need an outlet. That's been my
Actually,
outlet for almost 20 years. Yeah.
A big stretch in like my healthy period before I found like real sobriety, and the program was, I won about 4 years just training in martial arts and kind of replace that, and I was very healthy then.
Yeah.
Like I barely drank. I still managed to spend all my money on stupid crap every time I drank. Like, it's not like I didn't have a problem. Like, but so we've joked about this before, because like literally, and you're humble, but you are world class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Like, you compete and win in first place or on the podium in like the biggest competitions in the world. Like, it's the truth. I've seen the photos. I know it. I've got family who've trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for, decades. My cousin in his 50s, and we were talking about you. I took a couple of screenshots, sent them, and he goes, "Holy shit, he's for real." I forget the name of the competition. Was it like, I want to say Pan Am? Was that the name of the competition?
Probably. There was the two biggest one were the World Championships and then the Pan Ams.
Yeah, because that's what he was like. Pan Am. He's like, shit. Like, so. Having 5 daughters, is this a chicken and an egg thing? Did you like, all right, for example, my neighbor across the street does not know this, but he had a son right after I had a daughter, and he's pretty jacked, and my goal is to be more jacked than him by the time our kids are teenagers.
A smart man.
Yes. Not that we'd ever have a conflict. I just want that in his son's head.
Just in case.
It's important that they know that the dad can be dangerous if need be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If need be.
See, so most kids know that they're safe at my house. Because
Dude, lanky guys make the best strikers.
They do.
I'll choke a kid out.
Nasty at Muay Thai.
Anderson Silva did not look like he should be knocking out the people he should knock out.
He sure did.
That's true.
Yep.
So.
No, how exciting is it though, knowing that you're like kicking the shit out of people that devote their whole life to it and don't have 5 kids, and you're still finding the time to work a job, be a dad of 5, and kick their ass.
Yeah, that's probably the most challenging thing about it, to try to stay competitive, but be a business owner and a father and a husband and all these other things, when the majority of the folks that I compete against, you're right, on full time.
That's all they do.
They do it full time. They own their own academies and associations, and they do it, 6-7 days a week. So
the silver and the bronze winners.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I see, you hate when you get silver. I've seen your posts.
I'm furious.
I mean, I'm
surprised you even
controlled in their. Well, I mean, they're controlled and they're modest, but I'm like, I can hear the tone in what he's writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm disgusted with myself, and I need to let everybody know it, so I'll motivate myself.
It gets to towards the end of the post, and all the letters just start running together because it's just angry typing.
So, but what came first? Were you training that before you had daughters?
No, actually, I started training right after my second.
I'm onto something.
Yep.
My 17-year-old. So when my now 17-year-old was born, I started training right after she was born in 2007. And honestly, I just needed an outlet. I needed to do something. I used to play football, and I played rugby, and golf wasn't cutting it, and playing church league softball wasn't cutting it. And I wanted to do something, and there wasn't.
You can only get so aggressive in church league softball.
You can only, yeah. I mean, I've seen some, some tough dudes out there.
They get angry, but
yeah. Plus, I was no good. So
I mean, football and rugby though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are violent.
And jiu-jitsu is a soft art. Like, it's considered
the gentle art. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the goal is that nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, that is the goal.
Like, where the other two, the goal is to give someone brain damage.
That's right. That's right. It's true.
So you made a good turn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something you can do later in your life, too.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't really play football and rugby. You could play rugby, but I don't know if my body wouldn't hold up very long.
You can only go so long with CTE.
Yeah,
So.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's probably in my future anyway, so I need to be cautious.
Now, did any of your daughters train in it?
All of them did.
Oh.
Even my wife at one time or another.
Hey.
I've got, I probably say they at least trained for a couple years. Most of them, when they got to be about 14, 15, around the puberty age, it wasn't cool to be in there doing jiu-jitsu anymore, and so they kind of phased out. But a couple trained a little bit more. Some of them competed. My oldest two were in multiple competitions against boys and girls. They both did really, really well.
God, that's got to be such a relief knowing that that's in the back of their mind. That when they go to college.
Yeah.
If something were to happen, my two oldest could at least get themselves out of the situation.
Yes.
I mean, like, God forbid a man was to force himself into that position, he's screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a very strong chance that anybody who trains wouldn't be that type of person.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not 100% thing, but so chances
Most
are.
likely.
But a woman who's trained against a man who's not will destroy him.
Oh, yeah.
I have trained and still trained with some women that are 140, 150 pounds that are lethal. Black belts that have been training for over a decade that are lethal. And you never know about looking at them.
Yeah.
But very, very dangerous.
All right, so grumpy old men is things that are aggravating us in everyday life that after it aggravates us, it's like, damn it, I'm getting old.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is Siri related. It's the voice that gives you directions is still Siri, right? Like when you have your phone give you directions.
Yeah.
I chose an Irish accent. It has the same accent. So
is it mean?
sometimes it's very bossy, like turn right.
Cussing at him.
Yeah. So, but my wife's from Romania. I'm more comfortable being told what to do by a woman with an accent.
Okay.
So
mine's Australian, so I get it.
That's
Okay.
good.
Not my wife, my Siri.
I'm like, really?
No, my Siri
I
is
haven't picked up on
Australian.
that.
No, my Siri's Australian.
So, so it's two parts. One is just the directions with the map. When Siri tells me to stay in the left 2 lanes and I'm driving on a road that's only 2 lanes, constantly does that because there's only 2 lanes on the road.
Right.
So I want to argue with it and say, well, I could also be staying in the right 2 lanes.
True.
When it tells me in 2 miles, continue straight. Like, did you have to interrupt my song to tell me? Were you afraid I was going to just turn off the road? Like
This is
drive
a
into
good
the
one.
woods?
This is a good one because I feel this.
Yes.
I feel this.
It does that. And then the
Yes.
voice texting is actively trying to kill me while I'm driving. So we have a office in Myrtle Beach, and I was given a referral to a agent out there that I hadn't met. His name is Daniel. I didn't know his last name. So under last name, as I'm driving and voice texting, I said, Daniel, and I put Gray Feather Group. Can you read out loud what Siri wrote? I didn't think you would read it out loud. That's why I put you on the spot.
Okay, here we go. I'm reading this. I'm not saying it's not Daniel Rape from the group.
Wow.
For the group.
Rape for the group. Excuse me.
So
Siri, what the hell?
if Siri thought I was saying that, shouldn't the cops be arresting me immediately? Like, isn't
Dear
that something
Lord.
where somebody is telling their phone?
I hope you
To
didn't
write-
save it like this.
No, he's under Gray Feather Group. No, I changed it, but I had to take a screenshot of that. And yeah.
Damn, dude, what a weird last name, though. I don't know why.
A lot of last names come from like what somebody did as a job.
Carpenter and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah. This
Cosby.
Was a little bit alarming.
Your family has a dark history, Daniel. I didn't think you read that. I really was expecting you to go, I'm not reading that.
I mean, it's not his fault that Siri's a freak.
Yeah, like this reel is going to get no circulation. We have to bleep that word out, and we're going to have to make the subtitle say grape for the group because they won't put it on social media. It's
true.
Yeah, everyone,
Yeah.
someone's an accused rapist these days. That's another thing.
Isn't that like somebody who makes wine?
You can just speak what happens. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Wouldn't that be somebody who makes wine as a grapist?
Well, he's only accused.
Oh,
Okay. We have due diligence.
By Siri.
yes.
Yes. So,
Yes.
that was mine, and I'm very proud of myself. I barely curse, but unfortunately, the subject's going to take a lot of beeps.
Yeah. Oh well, no question.
Everyone
that
will know when it says grape, but you just write grape every time the bleep comes.
Yes.
So, because that at the same time, that as much as we can't talk about things that happen, that is one subject where I would not want it to affect somebody who went through it. Just to be
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Gotcha.
No doubt
I
about it.
happen to agree with that aspect of it. There's
No
a
doubt
lot of
about
stuff that's absurd, but that one makes sense to me.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
So.
All right. Mine is, as my kids go through like the phases of the trendy stuff. You know, we already talked about the skibbity toilet, all that stuff. I hate. Dude, I hate
That hit a nerve.
that when I hate that when I finally start using one. I just used one right now. Yeet. When I said they yeeted a pair of scissors, now it's not cool for me to use it, and it makes me so mad because I feel like I'm trying to keep up with my kids.
I'm
and
not
then
gonna do
the
that.
second that I get there, it's not that I try to. I think some of the words they use are hilarious. Like something is bad, it's cheeks.
Yeah.
Like it's
They're not
butt
even trying
cheeks.
anymore. You know, even when I was a kid, if I thought a slang was stupid, I like adamantly fought it. Like we used to say brick. It's brick outside when it's cold.
Yeah.
And I don't mean we. I did not say that. I literally was like, what? Why? the
Yeah,
hell
if
is
it
that
doesn't
cold?
make sense, I'm. Oh, dude, there's one right now that the kids are going through, and I said that my cousin and his kids came down, and they all were on it. They think it's the funniest thing, and it's literally just 6-7.
Oh yeah, they've been hitting me with that for like a month.
The hell is that?
A couple months they've been hitting me with.
What is it? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Explain it.
But every time that I say like, oh, it's like 6 or 7, they're like 6, 7, and then I'm just sitting there like, explain it.
And
And they're like, no. Yeah.
They can't ever explain it to.
And I'm like, why is it funny? They're like, well, some kid in one of the videos, they were talking about somebody who was like 6'7", and I was like,
You were using a very free spirit voice for your
yeah,
kids for
dude,
a second.
that's
Oh yeah.
dude. I
Yeah.
mock kids all the time. And I'll stand by it
I went
because
on
they
a
all
trip to
sound so.
DC with my 10-year-old in her class, and those kids walked around and said 6, 7.
What is
1,000
that?
times.
Like, what is that?
And it's just from some video.
And then it reminds me that I'm getting old because
True.
I remember back in the day, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. My grandma will tell you this. Gay meant bad. Sweet meant good. So back then, like, oh, dude, that's gay. My grandma would be like, that's bad.
Yeah.
My grandma was very with the times, and it made sense to her. Okay, gay is bad.
Yeah.
Sweet is good. But now, when they explain something to me, I'm like, that's dumb as shit. That makes no sense still, even though you just explained it to me. You're basically telling me that you're saying this because somebody else said it, even though they don't have a reason why they said it. But you're just doing it blindly. See? Angry.
So you and your grandmother both hated gay people.
No.
Got it.
That was just how it was back then. When it was
And
in the
You ever seen that
90s.
South Park episode where they're talking about that, where he's talking about, saying gay when he means he's not actually meaning homosexual. He's talking about somebody who cuts you off in traffic. or
Yes,
something,
that's gay.
yeah. No, Louis C.K. has the best bit about
The
calling
F word.
people It's and
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't actually mean that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like there could be two guys blowing each other on a front lawn, and I wouldn't say that you're being a fag, but if one was like, hey, that doesn't belong there, I'd be like, shut up, fag.
No, but like that's so true though. Like I have other words that I use that I don't mean it the way that they're offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free spirit would be one of those words.
That's we talked about how you can't say the R word anymore. And
Yeah.
he started saying how he was a very free spirit. I was like, is that what you're using to replace the R word?
So now that has become anytime that something is really like
But you know what, though? It feels, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like we've gotten more freedom of speech back than
it's
ever.
coming back.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
heard the R word. I mean, you hear stuff and you're like, whoa, we can say that again? We used to be able to say that when I was a kid.
I remember when it wasn't like you didn't think of it like you were trying to offend somebody. Like you didn't go to like the special needs class and be like, "What a bunch of retards!" Like
Yeah.
you just didn't say that.
No.
I mean, yeah.
You say that to your friends.
The same friends
they're
who say
being
that
Your
to
retarded.
friend did something stupid, or whatever.
Dude, actually, man, we all right. So
This is all going to get
I
cut
feel like
out.
we're getting some
no,
of
this can't
back.
get cut out. No, because exactly what you're talking about. The same friends who said it to me. Like there was this kid, Ryan Foss, easily toughest kid in our school. He actually lives by us now. Our kids play together. We were friends growing up. And then there was like the special needs like group, and there was this kid O'Leary that everyone loved, but like if people made fun of him, Ryan was just, he would beat their ass. He never let anybody bother O'Leary, and O'Leary was
pretty cool.
And he called him Boss Foss. His last name was Foss. And like O'Leary would always do this, and he'd be like, Boss Foss. He'd scream it down the hallway. And like we still talk about this 30 years later. Like he yells across the hallway, Boss Foss, I'm not wearing any underpants. And like we'd see O'Leary walking around, and Ryan he'd be like, yo, what are you doing? Hang out. And he'd hang out with us, and you know, like, but you know, that's what it was.
We're getting it back. I feel it. It's not going to come back fully.
That's another thing that I kind of am on board with, because I would hate, like, you know,
I don't want to
people like hearing people talk like that and then feeling bad because they were. That one I get.
I don't want to ever offend anybody.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
But if I want to call my friends that and they know I'm joking, I don't feel like I should be canceled for it.
Yeah, because if you go around...
I don't think you should be canceled for anything.
But the thing, I feel like we're getting it back. Like, you know, I feel like we're getting the freedom back, and the pendulum always swings a little too far both ways, always.
Yeah, I've been saying that forever.
But if we and this is great for the grumpy old men segment, isn't it?
There we go.
But if offensive is the litmus test, then we're screwed.
Yep.
Because everybody's going to be offended by something.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Every single thing that we talk about, you know. And so, man, we're not even going to be able to speak.
Look,
so it's either wipe it out or don't be able to do anything at all.
So, it's almost like a fine line. You can't cross the everything's offensive.
Yeah.
You just can't.
So
you got to let it be. Everyone has their own feelings, and they can feel offended, but there's no law against you. You be offended.
Yeah.
So this is what I believe, and also it ties into the pendulum swings too far in both ways. Okay. My generation, your generation, shut up. That's the way it is.
Yeah. The
generation past us, and I don't know if it's yours or even after you, your feelings are the most important thing. Now we have a bunch of adults talking about things aren't fair, and I've complained about this on this before. I'm not going to go into that, but I think we're coming back the other way. There's a good balance to it. You know, feelings. You shouldn't expect more than 3 or 4 people to actually care about your feelings in your life. That's what I believe.
True.
Yeah.
Everybody else, your feelings are your own problems to every other person that exists. So if you're offended by something, there's only a certain small circle of people who should care about not offending you, and outside of that, that's your own problem.
That's well said.
Yep.
You know? So, what's your grumpy old man?
Well, that was a good one, honestly. But on a much lighter note, that's a little bit easier, you know. I have a lot of them, and I wish I would have thought about this a little bit more. But this has been my biggest one lately. Why can't I just turn on the TV and watch it like I used to when I was a kid? Turn it on, and it comes on, and I change the channel. Now,
you got to
turn
go
on the
through
TV.
the apps.
I got to grab another remote and go to HDMI 1. Then I got to go another remote and go through all the apps. Then I got to pick which app I want to use. And then this remote's got to be charged on the cord. This remote needs new batteries. You know,
this
everything
is classic grumpy old man.
Oh, man.
Do you have to delegate to your girls to do it sometimes too? That's like the ultimate old man. You know that you've reached old man status.
Remote control growing
and then you're watching a show and the software pops up and says you must update the software or whatever. And so I update the software and then everything changes. And now all of a sudden everything's in a different spot.
just starting to figure it out.
My dad has a theory on that shit. That he's like, there's these tech people that work for them, and they change it just to have job security.
Keep work. No,
that's it.
I think I'm with your dad on this.
They're always lateral movements that make no difference.
Yeah.
So that annoys the hell out every time I get used to how something works, it updates my phone.
Yeah.
They added a button to texting, so I keep accidentally going to numbers when I'm trying to capitalize things because it moved everything over on me.
Yeah.
That's some old man stuff right there.
It really is. It is. We could go on and on. I could see how this one could run long.
Yeah.
It was initially started to be like a quick short.
We immediately
like,
nix that.
No.
Like this needs to be its own thing.
Yep.
So I have Roku TV. I have just one remote, but when you said that, I still related to it because I'm thinking, now I have to flip through all these like do I want to watch that show or that show or that show or that? I so often just go to Hulu Live because I like to just look at the channels and what's on is what's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we were raised. Turn on the TV and flip through the channels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Channel 3 was for gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything else was news.
I don't want to watch TV to have to make a decision. Like, what show are we going to watch? Well, what do they have? Or you want to watch a movie?
Luckily, you only
watch...
have like 500,000 choices.
Oh, my God. But and then
on Netflix. And then you can go to the next streaming service.
It used to be like 6 or 8 channels, and that was it.
And then another old person thing is I just showed my wife Donnie Darko for the first time. We're
watching Gilligan's Island again.
It took us 4 sittings. She's never seen it before, though. But 1 2-hour movie took us 4 sittings to get through because we kept falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That 4 I'm like, we got 22 minutes left. We have to finish it tonight. Like, literally.
That's how I am with documentaries. Like, I love documentaries, but I usually put them on, like, before going to sleep, which is bad habit.
It's like a hypnotist voice.
Yes.
Yeah. And you end up getting 20 minutes at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I think this is one of our better, tighter episodes.
Cleaner.
I do want to curse less. I don't want to be that guy. I was looking at the clips of it. I'm like, yeah, God, how many more hours we got?
No, we're good, man.
Well, the beauty of this format is we can have you on again and we can talk. We only got through 2 of your daughters.
It'd be my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I appreciate you guys having me. This is awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
I
This is
love
great.
the podcast.
Yeah,
Too.
appreciate you very much. Thank
All
you.
right, in the essence of cursing less, yeah.